Alright, welcome back. This is MDawg, and we are here coming off of our second Norway trip. And one thing I thought we could try is now that we've unlocked classic hair rig, I thought we could try to have a little fun with the trophy crucian gibble spot. I don't know how well it'll work, but we can try it. I just need to remember that our load capacity is only 6 kilo on these. What's our test? Oh, we've got plenty of test. Test is not the issue. It's the load capacity. So we'll see. I don't know if stuff will be in stock. We may actually have to go travel somewhere else to get all this. We need the smallest lead core possible. And I guess the important part is that the leader needs to be small, right? Alright, so let's see here. Lead core. Alright, so 9 is the smallest, so let's get 2 of those. And then feeder, leader, and we want carp. 9 the smallest. Now, we do have, remember, the ability to make our own. Okay, we can make 6.8. That's only slightly too big. But we can't make it in our favorite, the red camo. We could make it in the green camo. Let me see if I have this on my main account. And I might just make a couple real quick because, I mean, we could probably find this stuff if we traveled around. I just don't really want to fool with traveling around. And I do have 6.8 over here. And let me make a couple of these and just send them to our account. So 6.8 is the smallest. I was just thinking about this though. One thing we could have done is we could have made it where let's see. I need to just search for leaders real quick. We could have made it where the hinge part of the leader was the weakest link of the leader, and so that it would break at, like, you know, 5 something. Alright, let me see if I can find the ones I just made. Alright, it's this one. And then alright, so there's 2 of them. Alright, let's see what else. Do we need anything else? We can use the sinkers we already have. Oh shoot, we need the baits. And what you bet these baits are going to be out of stock? Caramel 14. They're out of stock. And cream brulee. Also out of stock. Alright, let's finish getting these set up. We could keep that on there. Oh shoot, I didn't get my... So the thing is, if we use these carp leaders, we have got to be so careful not to not to put our brake too high or we'll snap the rod. So it might, oh, we have caramel 14. I bet cream dip's gonna be out of stock too. I hate to say it, and I could cheat and send it to my account from the main account, but I think I'm just gonna travel to Volkov. This is a good learning opportunity. If you're trying to get stuff that's out of stock, even though it costs 14 silver to travel to Volkov, and you may not, you know, like you may not have anything you're trying to fish for at Volkov currently, like I wasn't planning on coming here. It's worth it just to be able to buy what it is you want to buy because it's in stock. So we're going to do that. By the way, we have about 2,600 silver right now. And what I would probably save for and purchase first, having gotten back from this trip, is our first caliber HSV, which costs 2,800 silver, so we're almost there. You have to be level 20 to use it, so we're already there. Now, some of you may be tempted to get a reel that you can also use at Copper. Just remember you're a long way away from Copper, so I don't know that I think this is worth it, but if you were gonna do that, then you might consider something like this, but that's just so much more expensive. Or, you know, this, but that's even more expensive. I don't know, that's probably not worth, not what someone would do. I don't know, caliber HSV is just a really good value. So anyway, that's what I would think about. All right, let's get the creme brulee. $14s. We'll get 50. Let's get 75 of them. We'll just be optimistic. And then we need some cream dip, which, because we know it's out of stock, I'm going to get 200 portions. And I think I'm going to use crucian gibble ground bait, which we have plenty of, in my third rod, just so that we're feeding the water a little bit. So I don't think there's anything else we need. So we go double sinking boilie, we go caramel, creme brulee, dip. That's the setup. Caramel, creme brulee, dip. And then third rod, whatever we use, we go crucian gibble ground bait, probably about a 10 hook. And I don't know what bait, but something like semolina. All right, that's what we're gonna try. Okay, so and once it's daytime, I think we're gonna go, there's a bleak spot at Mosquito that I kind of want to try. Supposedly you can even do it on bottom rods. By the way, the whole point of this is I want us to be fishing on bottom fishing as much as possible, because if we're going to make our third copper trip, it would be nice to have pop-up boilies unlocked. So that's kind of the idea behind the spots I'm choosing right now. Okay, so we're going clip 8. I think we're going to go, I typically go sort of like right off of this. The far left one could be like right at the end of those reeds. And then maybe slightly to the right of that. And then We're kind of putting this in here mostly to get the ground bait in there. And we could also grab some crucian gibble ground bait. I don't think we have to overfeed it, but put a little bit in there, try to get this party started. And we could also check the, oh, remember, I've got to be careful with the with the friction brake. All right. First fish is on the semolina. Now let's see. Yeah, 5.4. That's fine. Okay. So currently, I don't think we have any trophies here at Mosquito. So we could get our first Mosquito trophy here if we have a good night of fishing. We shall see though. Okay, first fish on. Ooh, we got to keep that friction brake lower than that. First fish on the oilies is an eyed. Got an achievement for that. And we're up to 46.3. Nice crucian there. So is this just a long nibble? I'm really glad we're using the semolina. We've had a very nice bite rate on it. And we're catching some pretty nice fish. I'm going to go ahead and open this bail and then close it again. I just don't like how tight that was. These nibbles are killing me. I haven't even checked cafe. Oh, there is a bleak order. Oh, it's almost over. kidding me? Okay. Okay. Is this where we start to flex just a little bit? I mean, look how many points we have. I mean, I am a carp fisherman at heart, right? I'm always going to have 3 points in classic hair rig and classic pop-up. I also run 3 points in loop rig, and those are sort of a priority for me over most other things, so I'm okay with putting those points in like this. I'm just sitting here thinking like, hey, we might as well give ourselves the best chance possible using this classic hair rig to catch a trophy. I do think there's an argument for, since we're so close to 50, instead of putting points in bottom rig or paternoster, we'll just wait. Maybe when we get inline rig, we'll put a point in that. And then we'll hold off on until we get loop rig probably for more points. I don't know. We'll see. Some people love inline. I like inline. It might be worth doing inline. I don't know. We'll look at it more closely when we get there. Now, we could run bread on that third line. Ooh. All right. Go ahead and bring it. Oh, crap. I've got to be careful, y'all. I'm about to snap this rod. Remember, we just kind of... We got to be really gentle. So, we're going up to 6.8, but there's only 6 kilos of load capacity on this thing. Y'all, this is a pretty big fish. Is that a tench? $46.5. That's a nice fish. Yeah, we could run bread. Let me actually look. So there's a website. If you just put in RF4 stat, you should find it. Let's look on Mosquito. What baits? So crucian, we've got redworm, worm, sweet dough. What are the parameters we've used here? 1 day. Let's go 3 days. All right. So worm, wet bread, but that's just because that's what everybody's using. We could do worm or bread though, just to. And then the other one, let's see. Let's change it to gibble really quick and see what's on that. Red worm, wet bread, cornmeal porridge. That's going to be float fisherman. Okay. Oh. Let's just try... Man, maybe we just try worm. Is it possible that worm's just kind of going off that well? Let's go to 16 hook and worm, and let's just see what we catch. I think this third rod, we just want the best bite rate possible. So that ground bait's going in and out of the water. And it also just gives us more chances for hitting points on a pretty decent bite rate. Instead of worrying about waiting for just the trophies. Alright, first fish on worm is a crucian. We might have gone too small on the hook, but we'll see. We definitely need to change these quiver tips. So as you can see, the classic hair rigs, they have a high chance of catching trophy, but we haven't hit them yet. And they also have a much slower bite rate, right? So hopefully we'll get lucky here. It's almost trophy hour. Anything around 6, 7, 8 a.m. in that time range is kind of the trophy time. So, ooh. Just want to make sure these are not nibbles and they're actually fish on there. Can't tell. It's like it's still just nibble. Ugh. I think a fish is at least on that third line on the worms. Although I could be wrong. See what we see here. It's on something. Alright. Just moved again. Alright, let's just try this line. Okay, it is on this line. So the question is... Oh, rough. That's cool. I just don't know if it's actually on either one of these. Alright. Finally. This one definitely actually has a fish on now. And it's a nice crucian, but it's definitely not a trophy. We're going to change this quiver tip. I think this is going to make a real difference. Ooh. Definitely got a fish on. Also a nice crucian, also not a trophy. So let's go up to 56 gram, and I'm actually going to put on this one the 5.4 liter fluorocarbon leader back on there. So sort of a hybrid setup now. We don't have the Carp braid leader on there, but and it's not as long, but it's fluorocarbon, so we'll just see how it all works out. All right, here we go. Pretty quick bite. 7:30 a.m. Always a chance here. Oh, it's another tench, isn't it? Wow. These are some nice mosquito tench we're catching. Okay. I think one of these has a fish on. Alright, well that one does now for sure. Okay, this one does not. This one does. Okay. So just a little bit longer, and then we'll try something else for a few minutes. Also a tench, this time just on worm. Ooh! Holy cow. I don't know what that was, but I'm going to assume that there is a big fish on there. That's tench. Wait, okay, we switched this one to this leader, so we're okay. We can get pretty aggressive. That's like common carp or big tench, right? No chance that's crucian or gibble. No shot. I don't think it is crucian or gibble. But I'm okay with it running in that back corner because there's nowhere for it to go. So it can just hang out back there. Next time we try this, I wouldn't mind trying the 8 caramel 8 cream brulee 8. Just to see, like, probably a lot less trophies, but also maybe a little better bite rate. Might be worth experimenting with it. I don't know. We used to use 8 size boilies to go for trophy bream at Volkov, so I don't see why it would be too small for crucian gibble trophies occasionally, at least. Listen to this fish just burning up this reel. Now, at some point, we actually do need to go walk it down, because I need to make sure it's not, we're not trying to drag it across land. I can't imagine where it is back here that it would have been able to run that long. Like, it didn't go up this creek back here, did it? No, because it's out here. Okay. Alright, very good. I'm trying to stay with this fish and actually try to catch it here. I don't want it going past me, by the way. Just as an FYI. We don't want to chase it all over the lake. It's way too strong for me. For this gear we're using. Whatever it is. I think it'll just be like a 3 kilo common carp, but we'll see. It is so unusual to see mirror carp here at Mosquito. I guess it happens occasionally, but that is pretty unusual. All right, it's 10:41. Like, I think we should switch to something else. And again, we'll test this again. Like, if, you know, hopefully we'll make time to go for crucian gibbles again in this spot since we've got these baits and everything. Okay. So I think what we want to do is let's go try this bleak spot. All right, so we're going to use, you know what? Get a couple of sinkers here. We're actually going to use the Sorrento, and then we'll float fish on one rod. We'll see how active it is. I just want something a little nicer. I think we can use 70 pretty reliably. All right. Okay, let's go try this out. And we are at 82.72, which is up there past camp, I believe. If I remember correctly. So I'm not sure. I'm going to guess. I just have a written report of this spot. I'm just going to guess this is it. Guess we'll find out soon enough. All right, we'll see. All right. Leak number one. The question will be, are we catching them on feeders at a decent enough rate? Because remember, I want to be leveling up bottom fishing mostly. Now, I don't think I could have put this back on 14 gram on the quiver tip, and that might help a little bit. Definitely sounded like we were getting a nibble. Maybe I should just check it. Okay. Guess we're good. Ooh, 52 gram. That's awesome. So these are the kind of spots it is nice to like discover these spots, just in the sense that like if you're spending a lot of time fishing at Mosquito, you might have a bleak order come up every once in a while. So to have a way to fairly reliably get it done is nice. Bleak can be good silver too, especially at lower levels. The only thing I want to see is a better bite rate on the feeders. We'll see how it goes though. It's a little bit of an awkward time of day. And floats usually, you know, a little better for bleak than feeders are, but Okay, after all this, who thought that would be the first Mosquito trophy? I mean, that is not how I was thinking it would go. That's not a bleak. Hey, it's bleak on feeder. Maybe 2 bleaks on feeder. Trophies, Mosquito. Guess what, folks? Bleak is not even tracked. That's alright. Still a very fun fish, fun trophy to catch. Only our 3rd trophy. I think we've got a fish on the bottom rod, middle rod, but need to get this one yet first. Oh boy. That might even be a frog. Little chub. Okay. By the way, the chub are bad in this spot. Case in point, you are gonna catch some chub here on fly. There's just no way around it. Which, what do we have? 3.5? Like, it's possible we could run into a fish that would just be really hard to pull out on telestick. $49 bleak. I mean, it's kind of like if it's nibbling and it's been nibbling for a couple seconds, if you're fishing for bleak, it's probably okay just to go ahead and pull it up because bleak just don't nibble for that long. And if it's not a bleak on a 24 hook and fly, like if it's a roach or something, it's probably so small that you don't really mind messing the nibble up. Dang. These bleak are healthy. Yeah, this is nice. Very nice bleak coming out here. I think you could probably trophy bleak here on feeder and float if you're patient enough. I'm certain that we spent more silver than we made this episode. But we also got lots of baits. I purchased 300 flies for 100, almost 100 silver. But if we end up using a lot of those flies, we'll make significantly more than that back. We got 75 boilies. We only used up maybe 5 or 6 of them. Again, if we keep fishing with them, we'll make way more than that back. So, spending it to make it right now. We did have a mirror carp. It was not 4 kilos, unfortunately. We had one rough. We didn't really go for rough, though. We had a couple small roach, but not enough. I don't think this is going to make sense. 5. I'll double check. So 5 for 927. Our 5 smallest crucians. I think it was actually, yeah, it's barely worth it. Let's see. I think it was this one, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was the top one 719? If the top one's 719, it technically is worth it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The top one is 763. 296 to 763. Don't think it's going to be worth it, but let's see. 296 to 763. No. Better to sell them in the fish market. All right, let's look and see. Trophy bleak were 33 silver. 112 silver overall, not bad, but yes, we spent way more than we earned. Nothing over 500 grams that we can turn into fish pieces. But still not bad. Definitely had some fun fishing at Mosquito. Might do this again. I want to see if we can get that crucian or gibble trophy. Just kind of for fun as we keep trying to level up our bottom fishing. So maybe we'll do that again next episode. As always, thanks for being here, and I will see you very soon.